Welcome back to another first impression, this time for the anime. I'm the evil lord of an intergalactic empire. We have the synopsis. In his past life, Liam lived as a moral, responsible person, but died deep in debt and betrayed by his wife. Reborn into the ruling family of a vast interstellar empire, Liam knows that life is divided between the downtrodden and the ones who do the stomping. So this time he's going to take what he wants and live for himself. But somehow, things refuse to work out that way. Despite doing his best to become a tyrant, Liam's decision lead to nothing but peace and prosperity for the empire under his rule, and he just gets more and more popular. I don't know about the last part, we are not there at the moment. So I watched the first 3 episodes. This is essentially an Isekai. I personally do like Isekai. I feel like there's still a lot of untapped potential. However, we get swamped with like the same trash over and over. Which is a very surprising thing that this one is sci-fi. Now, I'm assuming there's a lot of sci-fi Isekai. I'm not really coming across a lot of these, so I'm pretty surprised. It's like sci-fi magic stuff. So already somewhat piquing my interest. Then we get to the first episode, and that one is pretty rough, I have to say, in terms of Isekai. Probably one of the more understandable Isekai protagonist from the beginning, because we get introduced to this character. We get introduced to him first. He's like a psychopath. Oh, I kill everyone. We see a little mech fight, sci-fi pew pew. Fine. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I would have liked a little bit more in that regard. However, it could be that is not really the focus. We will see. It was definitely serviceable. Not saying it was bad. But sci-fi, you can do a lot in space. So that is the part. He just thought he was pretty strong. Then we go back. This is like a future side. As is in these stories, you get like a glimpse of the future. We get a step back to his old life. Now he was a 30 plus, 40 plus year old man that worked in a black company that exploited him without end. Like overtime, no breaks, and he doesn't really have time for his family, which he had. He had a wife and a child, which also very surprising. Normally it's like an insert for like, teenager, but here we have like a family man. And I was like, okay, if you have like a nice family and then you get reincarnated or isekai, maybe you want to go back, you have a reason to go back. Turns out it's not. The wife is pretty shit. I mean, on one side of my Western viewpoint, it is totally unacceptable. She just let everything sit. He has to work the whole time, so he's not at home, which does put a strain on the relationship, naturally. But instead of the wife going, hey, we need to talk about that, she's not doing that. And it explodes. They then decide to go other ways. There's other stuff. She's cheating, bullshit. She sucks, totally sucks. He then loses his wife and child. Then he gets framed for embezzling in his company, which means he now has to pay back a debt instead of being sued. So they had a settlement. He then started working on like a construction site. His life sucks. His life totally sucks. He then coughs up blood, I don't know, cancer, whatever. He's more or less dying. Now, in that situation, there's a specific being that is called the Traveler coming, or guide. And he's like, hey, I can give you a new life in another world. And he has like like different types, the typical magic, medieval or sword and magic stuff, Western, even prehistoric, what samurai area. I don't remember what the period was called, but something along those lines, and naturally sci-fi. He decided for sci-fi. Cool, he gets reincarnated again. He's like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm not going to get exploited anymore. I'm doing the exploiting. Understandable. Totally understandable. You have a pretty good insight in his old life. Everything sucked. He got exploited without end. He now has hopefully a life that is going well, which it does not. So this is the part that piqued my interest, because on one side we have like a sci-fi, on the other hand we have like a more fleshed out past life. He was an older man, he had a family, he worked tirelessly, he tried to provide, he failed. Not saying that he was a model husband and father, definitely not. But again, Western viewpoint, I understand in Japan it is more that it is more acceptable, you work a lot, or it is more like they have a different culture. However, still, wife is shit. He was not too good, but he tried. A conversation would have helped. Whatever. So we now are in this new world. We see him. He's now 5 years old. It is alluded that he more or less got born here. He got to 5 years. This is one of the parts in the reason why you want to have someone come in as a baby is so that the baby protagonist can learn about the world, and in osmosis the viewer, us, learn as well. Because exposition dumps are always really meh unless there's a reason. So if a character gets something explained because the character doesn't know, then we get to learn, the viewer get to learn about it without it feeling like, why are you explaining something they already know? They didn't. So we don't really see that. 5 years go by, we see him being 5, which in this world they live up to 500 or something, so he's a baby child. And his dad and mother come in, and the mom gives him like a little... The mom gives him a present, a custom-made, robot-made. And the father's like, okay, you got your robot-made, you need it, because you are going to take control of all this land, of all our area. They have like stuff. This is the wrong page. Doesn't really matter. He gets the title, he gets control of all the land, whatever. He is from an heir, he is now the head of the family. Now it turns out the family is not doing well. They have unlimited debt. They don't get any money. Everyone is in poor situation. And so he more or less got duped again. But he has a robot mate, which is the brown-haired girl to the right of him. The sad one is the robot mate. So he gets the robot mate. You can make it however you want. That is one of the perks. He did what everyone would do. He had to check if the robot mate was to specification. Not gonna lie, I would do the same. So he's still only 5 years old, so I'm assuming not much can happen because he's 5. Now the part that is a little bit strange in this part is he can't really govern because he doesn't have the knowledge. So he asked the robot mate, okay, what could we do? And the robot mate is like, okay, I can take help you, or I could take control for a little bit, and you can get into a capsule and you can learn stuff. Sorry about that. Yeah, she said I can take control over the stuff and you can get into like a training capsule and you can learn. They have like in the Matrix, if people even know that today, where it's like a training program. It takes a year or two and he then has the knowledge. Now the part that is strange, you have the technology of that, you have the maid robot who can help you govern. Why did the dad not do that? Because the whole fiefdom, whatever it is, died more or less, more and more under their rule, or got poorer and poorer. Why didn't they get a maid robot? Now we do get the knowledge that AI is not really liked because of there was an uprising. AI were like pew pew pew. Understandable. So they don't really like AI. But if it helps, I don't know why not use it. To be totally honest. And this is more or less where we are leaving off somewhat. The AI took control a little bit. Everything is going up. Everything is going well. I mean, better than before. Stuff is going a little bit into a positive trajectory. And I'm assuming, again, 3 episodes in, we had like 5 minutes of interstellar fight. Maybe in those 3 episodes, like 7 or 8 minutes. And the rest was like a little bit more administrative. So it could be that this is somewhat more a management type of story, which I would like. We can always have like these nice big fights, but also how he manages the fiefdom or the little collection of planets he has under him, how he builds up his army, put specific commanders in position, maybe strategy, and then we get like epic fights. That would be really cool. Are we going to get that? I don't know. It's always problematic with Isekai. You could go into a good direction and then they go, yep, time for an harem, because that is what sells. Which, it's true, it sells pretty well. So people gave this one a 6.62 on my enemy list, and any list gave it a 61%, which is fine. I would also give it a 7.10. Yes, 7.10. Wow, 7 out of 10. I would say out of Isekai, this one is a little bit better. It has some aspects that could be interesting. It is sci-fi. We have like a bunch of planets under his rule. He's making an intergalactic empire. We don't know what that means at this point, but I'm assuming we take control of more planets. We do some strategy, some fighting, some managing. If we get all of this in a good package, this could be an interesting show. We will have to see though.